go on with the next program. I'm talking about our own sub-team speaker, Professor Oliver Nnona. Please let's start his biography as he comes forward.
Professor Oliver Nnona is an accomplished business growth strategist and leadership expert with nearly 3 decades of experience driving transformation across global corporations, including Hewlett, Packard, and Microsoft. His career is defined by helping organizations understand business-to-business dynamics, cultivate profitable customer relationships, and harness digital innovation to accelerate growth. An alumnus of Harvard Business School and the Kellogg School of Management, Professor Nnona lectures at the Lagos Business School and Duke Corporate Education, Africa, where he mentors executives on strategic leadership, marketing effectiveness, and corporate transformation. A distinguished thought leader and speaker at international conferences, he also serves on several corporate boards and supports non-profit initiatives focused on youth development, entrepreneurship, and social impact. Professor Nnona embodies the fusion of global insight and local relevance in advancing business excellence across Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to present to you Professor Oliver Nnona.
All protocols observed. Ikuke, sir. I thank you, sir. Let me start by saying, protocol, I'm not supposed to speak after you because you have spoken. We should just enjoy your speech and go. Yours is the high point of the event. But having put me behind you, I must ask your permission to proceed, sir. Thank you so much, sir. But I must also take snippets from your presentation. It's an excellent presentation because and you've asked us to do certain things. And I stand here by virtue of my position, first as an old boy of CIC, as a semper, but secondly as somebody who is serving at the national level for CIC as the General Secretary for the Semper Nation Nigeria. That is the office. And when you see the activities running in CIC, if you attended the last convention, if you are going to be there in the strategy retreat next week, those things are run by the Secretariat, which falls under my purview. And when we hear things from prominent seniors, like Ikuke, we have to take those things and run with them. Some of the things that you've asked us to do, sir, I must call them so that we will, if we meet with 94 sets in 1 year's time, I think about it. You know, you mentioned about building a CIC radio station. And I want to say categorically that this will be tabled in the strategy retreat next week, which involves all the elected member bodies of CIC nationwide. As I sat there and you said it, I caught into the vision about the power of disseminating a lot through having a CIC run radio station. Thank you very much. You also talked about the stadium facilities. Today is the second weekend where that stadium facility and the kind of things that you have asked us to do, we've already started doing. Because there's what we call the Semper League. Gentlemen, Ogunuman and the Semper League is on. It's a soccer tournament where all active sets compete for glory and honor. And they play football. Today, Enugu Mayandi 94 set, for some of you who now draws is fresh. When they have about 5 names last week. But who got 4 team by Semper League next year? Come on, over 95, 97, you know, but what they don't have to the 90, you know, we got Semper League. So by this time next year, it will be the Semper League will be played in that sports facility that we created. Bigger Memorial Seminary. We are using the facilities of Bigger today because we are doing a total revamp of the football pitch, and we hope to have it ready for the next tournament. You did mention about the payment of teachers. And this is something that the global CIC bodies have been addressing in one way or the other. This gentleman that brought us together here, I must commend you. Yesterday you did a medical outreach. We were there. We saw a lot. So literally hundreds of people waiting to be attended. We saw a large stockpile of medication, pharmaceutical products, other reason called But most importantly, I was gladdened when I learned that you people also raised money that is being given to CIC for things like meeting the needs of teachers. In the national body, we have instituted and we're paying the teachers. It's a little sum, but sums of encouragement, we call it appreciation. During the last convention, we feted all the teachers on a Sunday afternoon brunch, where we fed them and thanked them. And we're only teacher, teaching and non-teaching staff that came. Because recognition is important. Recognition is important. And as we appreciate them, they will continue to do more. We do this without any distinctions or dichotomy, whether you are a state government sent teacher or you are from the Catholic Education Board. We appreciate all the teachers. Every Christmas, the CIC alumni globally, we all contribute money while at Christmas. Sometimes we give foodstuff, sometimes we give foodstuff and money. We also have a motivational scheme where the best teachers are rewarded, they are recognized and rewarded with cash rewards. And this year, the national body started something. We selected science teachers, about 4 of them, took them to a conference, conference in Lagos, where they started learning and experimenting with, on the pedagogy of how to teach STEM. Because STEM is not your physics, neither is it your chemistry or any other science subject. And if you understand how to teach it, then the students will be taught better. So we've started investing in it. In fact, as I was in CIC yesterday, I reminded the leader of the delegation that Haga Kwadobe for the next one. And then we're also exploring other opportunities, maybe some that will happen in Kenya or in South Africa. And just to say this, I need a banana. So, having said that, we also know that at the last convention, if you listen to my boss and our national president, Dr. Sam Obumwobudu, he mentioned something, that the bishop came to do the breaking of the sword for the STEM education lab. And the STEM education lab is a 3-story building that is being erected in CIC. Eba Park in Moto, next to the multipurpose building. By the special grace of God, in 1 year's time, the STEM education labs will be standing there. And when I talk about some of these things, and this is one of the things that makes CIC CIC. So if you listen to Dr. Sam, you would also hear things when he was saying that schools, other schools, the alumni bodies of other schools, call us to come and ask us to teach them how it is done. This year, we just sent a letter to one, last weekend. We told them that, look, because of the shortness of time, we were overcommitted. We cannot come and address them. I won't call some of the schools because some of these things come to us in confidence. But prominent schools across the southeast and across Nigeria, I received them as the Secretary General. And they are consistently asking, what is it that you people do as CIC and makes, anything you touch become gold? CIC Alumni Association has become a model, not just nationally, but internationally. Thank you so much, sir. And that question, what is it that we do? You find the answers are right here, as you see it today. It is in the excellence, we're a spirit of excellence, IGMIFE. And we are there for the long haul. I've been actively involved and serving in different capacities in CIC, nationally and internationally, for more than 10 years. And I can tell you that Sempa Nation Nigeria, we call ourselves Sempa Nation. Sempa Nation Nigeria is a net exporter of ideas and skills. We fertilize other Nigeria CIC to the UK, May International Convention. It was powered by CIC members living and working in Nigeria. We organized it, set it up, and the convention worked. We didn't stop there. We went to Germany, to Cologne in Germany. Your president, Emenike, was there. It was powered by Sempas who were from Nigeria. Here, go there. So when you hear what I call Niger bashing, I think Niger bashing, people will just be talking about, negative things about Nigeria. I say, but CIC, we have very good positive stories to tell. And that is why you find today the CIC convention in Aberdeen in 2026 is still powered by who? Sempa Nation Nigeria. Ainemi Fuku, by the special grace of God. So, when you see where there is a vision and unity, collective unity, and we fight, we disagree, but we have a focus. Every fight and disagreement does not subdue or subsume the greater efforts of our direction. And that is the only way that you can see some of the things that we are doing, some of the things that we have done, some of the things we are going to do. Because when you look at the individuals, like your executives, people who are running stuff, and those of us who are at the national level, investing time, coming to activities like this. There are so many of such activities that the national executives will always continue to go and support. From the same national coffers, we support the CIC tournament. In fact, the Sempa Nation Nigeria is giving the 1 million prize for the best team. And we bought jersey and other things. Altruism is best demonstrated, not spoken. People tell us, why are you not paying PR people to go and say what you are doing. You say, because we didn't set out to do it to be seen. It is just, the fact that people see what we have done and then tell the story. All right? A lot has been done in CIC. We've rebuilt classrooms, introduced teaching aids, taken care of teachers, built dormitories, built a world-class basketball pitch. We have Zeke Nnaji. If you follow basketball, Zeke Nnaji came all the way from US. He's an NBA-ranked basketball player. Ran workshops for CIC students and other people. Gentlemen, if you remember what your president, I call him the merchant of Venice, what he said, and Banki's statement about just moving from brotherhood to impact. There's a brotherhood in place, as there are brotherhoods in many places. But our brotherhood stands for impact, and that is what distinguishes us as CIC. There are brotherhoods and we brotherhood and we brotherhood and other things. But we are the part of the few bodies that you can find who combine fun and impact. We have a lot of fun, but we also have impact. And we recognize our past because we want to also see our future. So if you see what we are doing in our alumni body, for instance, we are mentoring in the graduates this year, 2025 set. We are already calling them, come and belong to the alumni and giving them something. If we are doing convention, we say, come and volunteer. We will pay for you, and bring them in early. So it is because we have a long-term view of being the member of this alumni body. At the same time, we recognize our elders like Ikuge. I remember Obingwacha's father in the London Convention. He was the oldest semper that was there. He was 80-something years old and 84. And the whole hall of 340 sempers stood still because we have a tradition. And I met the National Convention at the Grand Gala. The oldest semper enters first in the procession. When myself and President Sam went to see him earlier in the year, I said that London, you people added years to my life because he was watching himself and a broadcaster worldwide. He stood, the semper nation stood still. He walked with his walking stick, because he was the oldest semper. And that is why it is significant when you see at the last convention that we had in Enugu here, there was just one table. That table contained sets from 1960 to 1974. I don't know if you noticed. Yes. They all sat together. Why? If you interest Dr. Sam, your set, Kununchara here, will diminish and decrease in number. At some point, one of you will remain just like Chief Ngwacha. It will only be you that will be the only set member remaining. But this body will have thousands of people still. And you would wish that they are there to recognize you like we did with Chief Ngwacha. And that is the power of our union. We recognize our past and we acknowledge the future with recognizing the young ones who are coming. The thing that we tell anybody who is watching us, who is trying to emulate us, is that we have deliberately architected plans. There's nothing that we do that is chance. It's not a joke that I flew into Enugu to come and be with you people. No. It is part of the plan. It is part of the program that every set, every chapter that requires the national support, we will give it. We will appear. And some of us will go from here and participate in Christmas parties in London, participate in Christmas parties in Munich and other places, because we believe that a single unified Semper nation is very, very important. It's very simple. You say Okuje, but it's very difficult to do, because you need to find the set of committed people and the resources and the time to be able to do it. And that is why I want everybody here to please join me in thanking Dr. Sam Obu, our national president. Ijele, I know that you don't like me to do this, but I want to thank him, because he stood to lead. And as men, if we work against Buzo, it's not always easy. So we want to thank him again. His schedule is incredible. His schedule is so busy, so tight, and yet he finds time for Ifekwasa CIC. I thank you again, sir. So in closing, because I know that I am standing between you and lunch probably, I just want to ask 94 Set to do something. I'm on Banky and American Jack yesterday. I said that we added the third floor in the labs, because we realized they needed a storage space for server rooms and all of that. So when we were designing the labs, we needed to put a computer simulation with AI lab and all that. So we added another floor. So some of the things that you're asking us to do, sir, it's in that building. So I joked and said, 94 Set, that third floor. You go to bank here, you got a confidence. So if you forget anything else that I've said, remember that I said the brand CIC. It is not by accident. It is by a collection of deliberate actions, some of which we have done here today and we will continue to do. And as you go ahead and finish your program, I just want to say God bless you and thank you very much for the opportunity to be here.
Thank you, National Secretary.
So I now call on Professor Oliver Nnona to this step. Miss Ihopuna, I want you to make the presentation. Thank you.
Professor Nnona, it is an immense honor for me to present this award to you on behalf of the 1994 CIC. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the recognition. So, Agbej Mayo, Emenike, the Prof. So, thank you very much.